Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Marvel vs. System 2-player card game unboxing. This is a crossover set. So I've done some other videos on this. What this is after the first couple of big expansions came out, they made another one called Legacy, where they had a bunch of extra cards for each different team that came out, like more cards for X-Men, Avengers, Defenders, A-Force, so on. And then when they started going to these smaller boxes, which like every three was an arc, so like, sets 3, 6, and 9, like sets like that were 3 different arcs in a year. Then usually the last set in there was set number 10, I think, when this one was like Buffy or X-Files, because they added those guys in there. But then the last set in each year, so they did this for the volume 1, and this is volume 2, and they've done it for they'll do it for volume 3 as well, and 4 hopefully. But they're just extra little cards for all your different characters. So this is gonna have it's gonna expand a bunch of stuff for different teams that were already out. So if you're just looking to add some more cards to all your pre-existing decks, this is a great way to do it. If you only play as one team, this might not work. So we're going to get new stuff for the Brotherhood, Champions, the Hammer, Hydra, Inhumans, Resistance, Shield, and Spider Friends. Yeah, so this will be kind of neat. So you're going to get a couple new characters or cards for each class, and then we'll check in on these instructions as I need to reference things. Alright, so let's hop in and see what we got. So first up, we're going to get Spider-Man. This is the Mantle version of Miles Morales. Now we have a main character version for him. So if Citizens of the Multiverse, you may include up to 4 different Spider-Verse main characters in your deck. And then Spider People. When another character's spider in its name appears on your side, Spider-Man gains an XP. Alright, so here we're just going to read what this says. The Spider-Verse keyword power has 2 properties. First, it means you can choose a Spider-Verse character to be your starting main character, and you may equip up to 4 other characters in your deck. In your main characters in your deck. So currently there are only 4 characters. So you pick one, you'll only be able to include the other 3, but they will be more. These characters do count towards your 60 card total. The second thing Spider-Verse means is during your build phase, if this character is in your hand, you may put it on your side. This does not count as recruiting a character. Putting a second or third or fourth main character on your side not only increases your side strength, but keeps in the game longer since they aren't knocked out. So this lets the Spider-Man characters gang up together and kind of works similar to how the Sinister Six worked. The Sinister Six, you pick Sinister Six characters. As one gets KO'd, you pick a different one to play as. You go through all 6 of them, but you have to take them out one at a time. This lets you start with Miles as your main character, and then you could take Spider-Gwen here, who's still before they started calling her Ghost Spider. You can put her into your deck, and then when you draw her, since she has no cost, you can play her for free as an additional main character. So it also gives his character a little less HP. So he has Spider People. Okay, we looked at that. His level 2 here is going to be Dodge. Spider-Man can't be ranged attack, and Spider-War. When another character on your side with Spider and gets KO'd, Spider-Man gains an XP. So when 2 characters get killed, and then he gets a level 3. I'm Spider-Man, and I'm not the only one. Search your deck for a character with Spider in its name, reveal it, put it in your hand. Spider Camouflage. Spider-Man has invisibility this turn. At the end of your turn, if he's ready, you may hide him. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so then our other Spider-Man characters. So if you're playing as Miles, you get to put them all in there. That's kind of weird. I just want to look at that. So you may include up to 4 different Spider-Verse main characters in your deck. So I wonder why they listed it like that for him specifically. That's kind of weird. Anyhow, because all the rest of them, like the Sinister Six, just says Sinister Six. And the Spider-Verse characters, they don't have levels. So that might be why they didn't list it like that. So you just have a level 1 Spider-Gwen who has Spider-Verse. So climb. At the start of your main phase, you may exhaust a location on your side. If you do, put a +1 counter on Spider-Gwen. Ghost Spider. If Spider-Gwen would gain any number of counters, plus counters, she gains that many +1 instead. And then, yeah, if you play her, she starts out, and then if you find the other ones, but they're all pretty weak at 2 health each. So you're going to want to find them other ones quick, and then hopefully they add more as we go along. So we have Spider-Ham. Cartoonish Immortality. When Spider-Ham is KO'd, you may say, you got a problem with cartoons? If you do, shuffle him into his owner's deck. Spider-Man Noir. Black and white. Pay 1 of the 4 colors. Choose a power symbol. Enemy locations can't produce that symbol until Spider-Man Noir leaves play. And Spider, the robot, has Spider-Verse. Piloted by Penny Parker, Spider has Genius when not wounded and Regeneration. At the start of your turn, heal a wound from Spider. And I would include him as being a character that says Spider. So there's our main characters. We're not getting a bunch of new main characters in this one like we have in some of the other mixed sets, but we get a bunch of new Spider characters. We're going to get a set of these guys, though, the Runners. So we'll have 4 copies of every card unless I specify otherwise, but we're going to get these powerful Elder cards. So we have the Elder of the Universe. If Runner gets stunned during combat, he doesn't get wounded. And then Faster Than Light, the Runner can attack during your build phase. That's how fast he is. There's fighting off against Thanos. So we have the In-Betweener, who costs 1.5. He has 4.5 health, or 2.5 health, 4.5 attack, 3.5 defense, and duality itself. Pay a blue. After any turn ends, before another turn starts, put In-Betweener from your hand onto your side. So you can play him for like whenever. But yeah, his costs are kind of ridiculous. So it says, yeah, so it says right here, it says, in most cases, works like this. If you have if he has 1.5 cost, means you have to pay 1.5, so you have half a recruit point left. You have 4.5 attack, means the strikes will deal stun a 4 defense, but not a 5. And the same thing with the 3. Means 2 wounds won't kill him, but 3 will. So that half just kind of makes things a little weird. Surprised it's not like a Deadpool character or something like that. He's done that in the past. Alright, so we're going to have a new Hydra support. We have Dreadnought. So this has a unique new ability called Starting Main Character Required. So it can only be played if you have a Hydra main character. He has Swarm, and he has Soldier. He has Flamethrower. This character would strike a defending front row support character. It may burn it instead. And Burn does, when a character of the side burns another character, at the end of each of your turn, stun that character. This effect has no set duration and will last until that character, the burning, leaves play. So, at the end of each of your turns, you stun that character. And then the beginning of their turn, they can, recover, and then you can burn them again, and kind of fun. Set people on fire. Alright, so we're gonna have a resistance character, Dust, who requires a resistance starting character. She has mobile. During your turn, use main phase, but not during combat. You may move Dust to your front or back row. And Sandform. When Dust gets attacked for the first time each turn, she can't be struck this combat. Our next Elder is the Gardener. So if he gets stunned during combat, he doesn't get wounded. So I think that's the... Yeah, that's just the Elder ability. They're just going to put their name in there. And then Vegetation Control. At the start of your turn, you may put the top card of your deck into your resource row face down or face up if it's a location. So it's just kind of like a support character. We have a shield card. We have Captain America, who requires a shield main character. Director of Shield. Once per turn, while another character on your side gets attacked, you may remove it from combat and have a different character on your side become the defender. If you do, switch their positions. We're going to get a unique new support character here, Mastermind. So he's going to have a starting require main, the Brotherhood. And he has one of a kind. So he's going to have 4 copies, but each one is going to be different. Much like some of the other sets have done with a few different characters. So this is kind of a neat idea. So he has Tactical Illusions. When I'm going to move this a little bit closer so we can read it. When Mastermind appears, search your deck hand for any number of other one-of-a-kind masterminds, reveal them, and remove them from the game as a tactics pile. When Mastermind is attacked, you may play a random tactic. So then tactic, choose a attacker, their attack becomes 0 this combat. So when you play any single one of them, you gotta search your deck or your hand for any other one of them, any number of them, and you get to remove them from the game as a tactic. And then when you are attacked, you can play one of them as a tactic. And choosing an attacker, their attack becomes 0 for this combat. So the next ones have all the same stats, except its tactic is going to be put 2 -1 counters on the attacker. This one's tactic is going to be daze the attacker, and this one is going to be cancel the combat. So it's kind of a neat effect. Our next support character we have 4 copies of is Morlun. It's taking out the Spider-Verse character. It says, The Great Hunt. When Morlun appears, you may choose an enemy character and daze it. If it's a Spider-Friend character, stun it instead. Immortal, when it is KO'd, shuffle into your owner's deck. And Life Force Absorption. Pay a blue. Put 2 +1 counters on Morlun for each face-down enemy character. We have another Elder. We have the Champion. His primordial power is the Champion has infinite attack and defense while attacking a supporting character. So when he's defending, he's very weak. But when he's attacking, he cannot be defeated. And the only reason he has 1 defense is because if you ever hit 0 defense, you automatically are KO'd. Alright, so there's a bunch of those. We're going to have some plot twists. We're going to have some for the Inhumans, who require an Inhuman main character. Put 2 +1 counters on each character on their side, then exhaust them. So they just do the Terrigenesis, basically. But I think there's one of their cards that lets you do that when someone comes into play. This does it for everybody, even pre-existing characters. We have for the Hammer, which is Green Goblin, Norman Osborn's version of S.H.I.E.L.D. Fights the Resistance for the X-Men. The World's a Madhouse. Requires a starting character and reaction. When an enemy character appears, exhaust it, put 2 -1 counters on it. And then our final card is a Champion support card, or plot twist. Win the Hard Way. Requires a Champion character. And this turn, characters on your side can be powered up by characters they share a mantle with. The first time each character gets powered up this way, draw a card. Such being Spider-Man, Peter Parker and Miles Morales, or Miss Marvel with Kamala Khan and Carol Danvers, or Bruce Banner and Agnes Hulk, Scott Summers adult Cyclops versus Scott Summers kid Cyclops, which are a bunch of the champions. I think those were the main ones. I don't think any of the other champions I can think of off the top of my head had mantles. But the champions also have some good cards that let you give other people team abilities, so they might work well that way as well. Alright, so that is what we have for our crossover number 2. A bunch of spidery characters, neat little mechanic there. Again, your stuff will get better if they add more later on. But for now, that's definitely cool. So if you like some of these different cards, you like these teams, you want to add another interesting thing or add some more playability, pick up these crossover sets. See you guys later. Bye.